The last time I saw Mac, he was sitting behind a desk in a shabby little office in Washington. "Here's your war record," he said as I came up to the desk. He shoved some papers towards me. "Study it carefully. Here are some additional notes on people and places you're supposed to have known. Memorize and destroy. And here are the ribbons you're entitled to wear should you ever be called back into uniform." I looked at them and grinned. What, no Purple Heart? I'd just spent 3 months in various hospitals. He didn't smile. "Don't take these discharge papers too seriously, Eric. You're out of the Army, to be sure, but don't let it go to your head." "Meaning what, sir?" "Meaning that there are going to be a lot of chaps." Like all of us, he'd picked up some British turns of speech overseas. "A lot of chaps impressing a lot of susceptible maidens with what brave, misunderstood fellows they were throughout the war, prevented by security from disclosing their heroic exploits to the world. There are also going to be a lot of hair-raising, revealing, and probably quite lucrative memoirs written." Mac looked at me as I stood before him. I had trouble seeing his face clearly with that bright window behind him, but I could see his eyes. They were gray and cold. "I'm telling you this because your peacetime record shows certain literary tendencies. There'll be no such memoirs from this outfit. What we were never was. What we did never happened. Keep that in mind, Captain Helm." His use of my military title and real name marked the end of a part of my life. I was outside now. I said, "I had no intention of writing anything of the kind, sir." "Perhaps not. But you're to be married soon, I understand, to an attractive young lady you met at a local hospital. Congratulations. But remember what you were taught, Captain Helm. You do not confide in anyone, no matter how close to you. You do not even hint, if the question of wartime service is raised, that there are tales you could tell if you were only at liberty to do so. No matter what the stakes, Captain Helm, no matter what the cost to your pride or reputation or family life, no matter how trustworthy the person involved, you reveal nothing. Not even that there's something to reveal." He gestured towards the papers on the desk. "Your cover isn't perfect, of course, no cover is. You may be caught in an inconsistency. You may even meet someone with whom you're supposed to have been closely associated during some part of the war who, never having heard of you, calls you a liar, and perhaps worse. We've done all we can to protect you against such a contingency, for our sakes as well as yours, but there's always the chance of a slip. If it happens, you'll stick to your story no matter how awkward the situation becomes. You'll lie calmly and keep on lying, to everyone, even your wife. Don't tell her that you could explain everything if only you were free to speak. Don't ask her to trust you because things aren't what they seem. Just look her straight in the eye and lie." "I understand," I said. "May I ask a question?" "Yes." "No disrespect intended, sir. But how are you going to enforce all that now?" I thought I saw him smile faintly, but that wasn't likely. He wasn't a smiling man. He said, "You've been discharged from the Army, Captain Helm. You've not been discharged from us. How can we give you a discharge when we don't exist?" And that was all of it, except that as I started for the door with my papers under my arm, he called me back. I turned snappily. "Yes, sir." "You're a good man, Eric. One of my best. Good luck." It was something from Mac, and it pleased me. But as I went out, and from old habit walked a couple of blocks away from the place before taking a cab to where Beth was waiting, I knew that he need have no fear of my confiding in her against orders. I'd have told her the truth if it had been allowed, of course, to be honest with her. But my bride-to-be was a gentle and sensitive New England girl, and I wasn't unhappy to be relieved by authority of the necessity of telling her I'd been a good man in that line of business.